Good evening, gamers, and welcome to e-rev TV. It's your boy Big Max here, and tonight I'm bringing you guys some more exciting Heroes of New Earth action. Co-casting alongside of me tonight is the lovely Mr. Wet the System. How you doing tonight, Wet?
I'm doing fantastic. It's been a great weekend.
Alright, great weekend. To finish it off, let's go ahead and get into some Sunday night Heroes of New Earth action here. Why don't we go ahead and talk about bans?
Yeah, so right now we see a lot of carries banned: Swiftblade, Dr. Repulsor, Flint Beastwood. Flint Beastwood's kind of a strange ban. He's very easy to keep under control, even though he does some good damage. I don't see him banned very often. Maybe it's a team-specific ban.
Why do you think Swiftblade got banned too? I mean, Thunderbringer's going to be getting banned as well, but Swiftblade, he's not uncommon, but he's not too common. So it just really, you think maybe they scouted him out from another team?
I always think Swiftblade he's kind of lackluster, but a lot of people just don't like having to deal with him. He is kind of a pain. No one likes dealing with Shrunken Head, and he gets a free one, even though he can't be terribly aggressive with it after the beginning of the game.
I was getting my hopes up too. There comes in a late Sandwraith ban, and I'm actually surprised that Bombardier, Bubbles, and Myrmidon still stand, as well as Pharaoh and Devour. So a lot of big heroes still able to be played right here, and I know you die to see Pharaoh get played, Wet.
Yeah, I'd love to see Pharaoh get played. We also haven't seen Dampier banned.
Oh, Dampier has not been banned either. That's right. That's another really a really good choice, I think, to ban. Not so much Slither anymore, but Dampier with that charge in and that fear, it's still a pain. I'd like to see him banned. So all bans are still gonna finish, and then they'll start rolling into first picks. Playing for the Legion side, actually making their second appearance here, is going to be Team Liquid. And playing on the Hellborn side, also making their second appearance, is going to be ProSex Inc. So would you like to do the honors of lineup, sir?
Yeah, on Team Liquid we have Devastator, Buckboy, Mouse, Multipass, and Footlong Sub. For ProSex Incorporated we have I Pwned AIDS, I Annihilate, Abules, I Love Tofu, and Scarlet. Looks like they have a theme going.
Oh my god. And Bubbles is gonna get picked, so I'm already set. This is gonna be an exciting game. It really doesn't matter anymore. I'm just happy that one and only Bubbles is picked. That right there is the main pick right here. It's just an outstanding first pick. He didn't get banned. So there's so many choices, and now look at this. They're gonna pick up Witchler and Andromeda, two very good lane supports, but they left Myrmidon and Bombardier to the other team. If Myrmidon, Bombardier join that Bubbles, we could be seeing a lot of trouble for that ProSex Inc.
Yeah, there's some advantages to picking heroes like that with the first two picks, because you can't really counter supports. They're just always going to be there throwing out their stuns, and there's really nothing to counter about them except for maybe getting someone who can one-shot them. As far as leaving other extremely viable heroes, yeah, it is scary to leave Bombardier in and Myrmidon, so we'll see what the Hellborn side, maybe they have a plan. Maybe they're going for the minus armor plan.
Would you care to explain that that plan for those viewers that do not know what that is?
Yeah, it's typically you have Andromeda and Soulstealer and even Pestilence maybe, and you just stack Andromeda's aura, not her aura, but her AoE that hits in front of her, and Pestilence's ult and Soulstealer's aura, and it's just a ton of minus armor. And we do see Legion picks up Soulstealer, so if that was their plan, they're not going to be able to do it.
Now, what's scary here is the fact that ProSex Inc. played an outstanding Devourer last time they played here at e-rev TV. They played against Clubhouse. They did practically roll all over Clubhouse's game. They had Glacius and Devour bottom, and it was just a great matchup. And we are seeing a Soulstealer here, Wet, and the counter to Soulstealer is Devour. So with such an early Soulstealer pickup, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see or if we see a Devour pick coming from this Hellbringer team or Hellborn team.
That is true, but also a good way to counter Devour is by having Bubbles, because Bubbles can get away from Devour very easily, and so they can just try to match Bubbles up with the Devour lane.
We are going to see Glacius and Madman join that Andromedan Witchslayer, and I forgot to, announce that they did pick up Forsaken Archer. So Forsaken and Soulstealer are going to be their carries. Bubbles their support right now. We're looking to see a couple more supports, as we do have Yellow toggling on a few really good support heroes right now, right-clicking through them. Behemoth, a great one. Would love to see Behemoth get played. But that Madman, after seeing how good Madman is in past games I've just played and lost to him, might be a really good carry pickup for this Hellborn team.
Yeah, Madman's a fantastic hero, and I'd have to say the biggest problem with the Hellborn team is they're kind of squishy at the moment. We do see a really late Myrmidon pick. Usually he's banned or picked fairly early.
Yeah. We are actually going to see Myrmidon join this Legion team, and that's a very good pick right now, and Behemoth as well. So the Legion's team is set right now. They've got Soulstealer, Bubbles, Forsaken Archer, Behemoth, and Myrmidon. A lot of stun, a lot of lockdown. They still got minus armor, and Soulstealer's going to be their hard carry, with Forsaken Archer as well. So it looks like it's going to be a very AoE, kind of an AoE heavy team, I'd say. Not too AoE heavy. They've got a few, but we're actually going to go over to the Hellborn team right now, and we're going to see what their last pick is going to be. And I'm really surprised Bombardier hasn't been picked yet. What?
I don't think it quite fits in either team's lineup. I do want to see this Hag get picked, because what I'm imagining, we're going to have a Witch Slayer middle and let him get leveled up really fast, because a quickly leveled Witch Slayer is very, very dangerous. Even though he's a fantastic support, one of the best in the games, he can also be one of the best intellect gankers in the game too.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and challenge that. I'm actually going to say if they did pick up Hag, which now he's hovered over Pharaoh, which would be an outstanding pick right now. We'd get to see both of our favorite heroes get played wet. But if they did pick up that Hag, I'd almost think that they'd solo the Madman and the Hag and leave the other three to a tri-lane.
Actually, it could be a Pharaoh tri-lane and have Madman solo, because Madman is a fantastic solo also.
Yeah, that's always a really good option, and both teams have a wide variety of tri-lanes they can do, but I'm imagining for the Legion team, Forsaken, Behemoth, and Myrmidon will tri-lane, Soulstealer will mid, and it looks like Bubbles will probably go ahead and take up the top lane.
Yeah, Legion team is a really, really strong early and mid game, so I'm looking for a lot of action, because both teams have a lot of ganking potential.
As this game is going to get underway here, we pretty much, I think, figured out what their lane is going to be, but it's always a mystery, as we've seen some tri-lane against singles, 3v1s, which is, it's hard. It's fun to watch because that one person just really gets stomped. But we look for hopefully a couple of good tri-lanes. It just all depends whether they go top or bottom, as we've seen tri-lanes go top and some go bottom. So quickly, Pharaoh's going to go ahead and head bottom right now, as we're going to see Andro follow him. No, Andro's not going to go bottom. We're going to see actually a gathering over here on top lane. So I'm assuming of those four going top right now, three of them are going to be tri-laning that top lane, and one of them's going to be going middle. And I'm almost going to guess it's going to be Glacius, Witchslayer, and Andro taking up that tri-lane and just letting Madman go middle.
That would be interesting. The biggest problem with that is none of those need farm, and I don't think between the three of them that they can actually finish off anyone in the tri-lane. So I think they're going to tri-lane Madman, especially since Madman he doesn't have an Iron Buckler, and I usually expect Madman to get an Iron Buckler if he's planning on soloing.
Okay, that's something to point out. I'm not too into the whole item thing, so that was really good observation right there by Wet. So it does look like Madman might be tri-laning with these two, or with two of these three, maybe having Witchslayer go middle to take on who are we gonna have? Oh, Soulstealer. Okay, so Soulstealer looks like he's ready to go middle. Myrmidon's still in the well. Bubble's still in the well. It looks like Behemoth and FA up top, so they're going to tri-lane against the other tri-lane up at top, or they're going to head middle right now. So we are going to see a lot of them heading toward this middle lane right here. Behemoth and FA and Soul Stealer and Myrmidon, but Bubbles is going to go bottom. So Bubbles is going to solo bottom against Pharaoh. How do you think Pharaoh's going to do against that, Bubbles?
Pharaoh's a good matchup, one of the best matchups for soloing a lane. He could even solo a tri-lane in some instances if he plays his cards correctly. I think Pharaoh will do just fine. I think as long as it's not Hellbringer, Pharaoh should do very well in his lane.
Well, this is quite interesting right now. We're seeing Behemoth kind of running around in the woods right now. It looks like he's going to go ahead and place a ward. Maybe just not knowing where to put the ward. Maybe his team's got a specific spot that they want him to put the ward in. So we are seeing 3 middle right now, and I'm not sure if they're going to 3 mid. This would be very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a tri-lane at the middle lane. It looks like they're going to go gank this rune right here. They're just staying really far back. No one from the Hellborn team is going to oppose them, though. They're going to come up here, check the rune. It's at bottom. Behemoth picks it up. It's haste. And we're going to get this game underway right now. As it looks like Behemoth will haste himself up to the top lane. Witchslayer is going to be middle up against Soul Stealer. And we're going to see a tri-lane between Andromeda, Glacius, and Madman. That's a very strong tri-lane on both sides. But I think Hellborn has a really big advantage because of that Madman.
Hellborn has 2 reasons to have an advantage. They're also in the short lane, which is going to automatically give your lane an advantage.
So as we're going to see this Behemoth at the haste rune, we're going to see some early harassing going on. Almost a fissure right there. He's going to cancel the spell after he gets ready to queue it up. And we're going to just see a lot of harassing. There comes an Andros stun, and look at that Myrmidon getting just beat down right here by this Glacius. Glacius getting a little too far up. He's going to get hit by the snare, though. Here comes a great fissure. That's Bloodlust right there by FA. I think Glacius got a little too ahead right there, Wet. He tried to get the strong initiate and slow. Madman wasn't ready to go in, and Glacius just got stunned out of his team's range.
I don't know if it was a wise play from Madman and a poor play from Glacius, or the opposite, because they did know Behemoth was there ready to stop them. We do see Behemoth throwing out another excellent fissure.
Yeah, that was a beautifully placed fissure right there, and that was superb coordination. As if you see, Forsaken Archer almost like it's like second nature right now that they knew he was going to get the kelp off, and then the stun came right after that, and then Behemoth stun. So even though Behemoth picked up the kill, that's 2 down right here in this tri-lane, and that allows this Legion team not only to pull ahead in gold, but it also allows them to advance in the tri-lane without having to worry about any of the other supports for this Madman.
Yeah, the tri-lane right now is definitely in the Legion's favor. It is kind of surprising because both teams have a really fantastic tri-lane.
What I'm more interested in is I'm interested in middle lane right now. We do have Soul Stealer taking up this Witch Slayer, and Witch Slayer's generally a good solo. He's got a lot of lane domination. Soul Stealer has to go middle, but if the Soul Stealer doesn't play 100%, Witch should be able to take him out in middle. Wouldn't you think?
Witch Slayer is a very underestimated hero in the middle lane. A lot of people just don't really expect much from him, and he can turn a possible kill around very quickly.
As we're going to see a little bit of a miss fissure there. I think he wanted to trap him on the opposite side, forcing him to run down, but the team didn't respond quick enough, so Behemoth just waited till they got close and shot off a fissure. Just, you know, I guess just for the point of damage. So we are going to see nothing happening there with that Behemoth fissure. Behemoth not going to give up right now. We're going to see a Carp, and he just gets out of the range to get blocked off, but Madman's still going to go down. It's so many stuns, and they're even overlapping them too, Wet. The snare came down, and then the fissure as well. So a lot of things that could have been saved, but they just want to hurry up and get that Madman dead before the other 2 supporters for Madman can step in and help.
Yeah, and if you don't stack the stuns a little bit, you take the chance of him being able to stalk away. But I just noticed something. The only thing more deadly than Myrmidon casting Magikarp followed by a Weed Field is Myrmidon casting Magikarp and then Behemoth stun.
And we are going to see some Hellborn aggression going on right now. But this Myrmidon's, yep, Myrmidon's going to go down. But look at this, oh, Madman stalking around. Glacius going to pick up the double tap. But Madman's going to go ahead and get that assist gold. So he's still going to get some gold off of that. And I think that was a good turnaround on top lane by that Hellborn team. As we are seeing Pharaoh getting antsy right here with this Bubbles. Bubbles going to get taken down. I looked down here earlier and it looked like Bubbles was doing a great job keeping this Pharaoh under wraps. But looks like the tables are going to be turned. A quick health pot or something there by that Pharaoh to get some HP back, and he does pick up the kill on that Bubbles.
Yeah, Pharaoh's a dangerous hero. Maybe he just caught Bubbles after he'd used his Shell Surf aggressively. That's what I'm thinking happened.
Yeah. So we are seeing a gank coming over here to middle lane, it looks like. Andros coming down to get a stun off on this Soul Stealer. Wanted to get him down. Not going to happen, though. He's going to loop around, go back in the woods. They have wards. They've seen them already. Both teams actually have greatly placed wards, as you can see. Purple's got that extra ward warding the creep spawn, so he does have that wood sight. A lot of offensive warding going on here by this Behemoth. So Behemoth really taking it to him with those wards.
Oh yeah, this is a really exciting lane, and we see a lot of warding on the Hellborn side too.
A little bit of a miss, take cover right there by Bubbles. The Pharaoh Bolt already hit him, but he still took cover anyway. So maybe just a little bit of reflex. Pharaoh is level 6 right now, so he does have all. We're going to see a lot of aggression played by that Pharaoh, hopefully, as you've never got the honor, or have you ever seen a Pharaoh in the CEVO? I don't think we have.
I don't think we have either.
So it's going to be fun to see how a really good Pharaoh plays. You play an amazing Pharaoh, but I want to see how other people play this Pharaoh, because Pharaoh is a very strong hero, and he's going to show you right here why. He's going to go ahead and stand off to the side and probably going to initiate stun here on this Soul Stealer, and they're going to stun and bullet him down to death. I think anybody gets the kill on Soul Stealer, it's still a good kill. And look at that precision. He almost hit the creeps. I think his stun kind of glanced by it, and that's what Pharaoh's there for. That's why he usually gets banned. Being able to stun somebody from 3,000 yards away is a feat in itself. We're going to see Madman pick up a kill right there on that FA. FA does get the kill, though. No, Myrmidon gets the kill, and Myrmidon's going to get taken down, and Madman's going to pick up that. So that's really not good now for the the Legion team. Legion team's going to go ahead and feed that Madman 2 kills, and they're going to lose 3 right there in that whole swoop of attacks on their heroes.
Oh yeah, 3 heroes. Did they lose Bubbles also?
I think they lost Soul Stealer, they lost Myrmidon, and they lost FA. Just in that whole...
okay. Two different
fights. Yeah. But they lost 3 of them in all of that, so that is still very bad right there. And 2 of those kills went to the Hellborn Scary as well. Soul Stealer not doing bad in middle right now. We'll go ahead and take a look at the gold per minute right now. Soul Stealer could be doing better. It is still early. FA's doing phenomenal up at top, but still getting outplayed here by Pharaoh, who's got the highest gold per minute, almost at 300 right now. We are going to see Andro in the woods getting around to the Soul Stealer. Soul Stealer not seeing this. Andro's going to get found out by this Behemoth, it looks like. No. Yeah, here we go. He's fogged, but he knows she's in there. And we're going to see a stun here by this Behemoth, maybe to cut him off. Just a tad short, but a great Demon Hands right there. And we're going to see an HP pot, and there goes Andrew. Andrew's going to get away. As if I was playing Soul Stealer wet, my Demon Hand would have went wide right, and that wouldn't have even hit him. So a great Demon Hands there by Soul Stealer, but it's just not enough. As we are going to see an aggressive stun right here by this Pharaoh. Look at Bubbles trying to run away desperately. He's going to get caught, but there's the tether. Look at this HP pot. No turnaround on offensive bubble yet. The shell was up, but Bubbles did not use it, and I think that was a great escape by Bubbles down at bottom wet.
Yeah, cutting it close. And it was a little bit of a luck-based thing, too, because all Pharaoh's Hellfire had to do was hit him one time. It
actually hit him once at the end, but the Legion creeps crept a little too close to that Pharaoh, and his Tormented Soul went off from getting opened up on.
How unfortunate. Behemoth just died, he had the Invis rune, but they had a Ward of Revelation on the ramp.
Wow. That's a great ward right there. I think that's an excellent ward. We're seeing some very interesting wards being placed in this game so far, Wet. and I'm glad that you cut me off to announce that, because I was really looking up at top lane, and I did not even see the Behemoth kill. So Behemoth just getting some very bad luck there with that ward. But that's always good to see these interesting wards. We are going to see a morph. Not sure what Witchslayer is doing. Witchslayer is going to pick him up. Wow, and that was kind of just an all-in moment right there. Give and take, eye for an eye, whatever you want to call it. Witchslayer is going to get the kill, but he is going to die. He's going to lose gold for it. But they do pick up a kill on the carry.
Yeah, and I would say it's totally worth it. Witchslayer doesn't need a whole lot of gold. If he picks up a portal key, that's about the extent of farm he needs. And Soulstealer has to work this uphill battle again, because he has to get all his souls back to resume his farm.
And we're seeing some pinging going on in the middle lane. I thought there was going to be a great gank on that Andrew. Andrew's not going to fall for it, though. As she sees the Shell Surf, she's going to get out. That's kind of hard to say, Shell Surf. But we are going to see Pharaoh and Andrew maybe, Pharaoh and Witchslayer. Look at these two beasts, both with stuns. They're not going to leave this Soul Stealer alone. They're going to pick on him all night. Here's going to come a Tormented Soul, 3,000 yards away. Boom, there's the stun, there's Mummies, there's another stun. Here comes Graveyard, and game. So Soul Stealer's going to go down right there with a smackdown. And Prosex Inc. is doing a great job, by the way, of keeping that Soul Stealer under wrap.
Soulstealer is what you like to call a soft carry. He relies on gold difference and experience difference to dominate the other team. And with this Pharaoh going around, constantly being on top of him, Soulstealer's not going to be able to get much done.
I think the Legion team needed to use one less ban on something like Flint or Swift and really throw it into that ban on Pharaoh. I think leaving Pharaoh unbanned is a very high risk. It's almost as if you're leaving Hellbringer or Dr. Repulsor unbanned. He's going to get picked, and he's almost definitely going to just dominate the game. As we've seen it so far, Pharaoh not showing it with kills. He is 2-0, but he's doing so much for his team right now by keeping these carries underfarmed. It is 10-5 Hellborn's favor. We are going to see 3,000 experience difference, 2,500 gold difference, 10 minutes in, 11 minutes in actually. Witchslayer just sitting there with an Invis rune. Looks like Andrew's almost going to hit level 6 maybe and try and swap. We are going to see a couple of last hits being taken there by the Demon Hands. So Andrew not going to be able to pick up denies on those. We are seeing FA rally up in here on the middle tower, so a lot of Legion members are going to rally up. Bubbles is still at bottom. Bubbles is level 8, but he's having a really hard early game after what's been going on with Pharaoh, and we're going to see some domination on that FA. Missed Kelp Field there, but the Carp's going to hit him. Here comes a Shell Surf. Nothing's going to come of it, though. And port in by that Pharaoh. Here comes Mummies. All this. Tormented Soul, Behemoth Fissure, but it's too late. Things have already been dropped down. A nice swap there by Andrew, trying to swap one of the heroes out. That's going to cause Bubbles to die right there. Double tap being down there by that Witchslayer. Pharaoh's going to get away, and we are going to see 4 other Hellborn members get away, and they've taken out 3, including one of the carries for the Legion team.
Yeah, that's a fantastic trade. They only lost in Andromeda.
Yeah, and if you saw that great port by Andrew, she used her swap. She was gonna die. She used it to make another.
Andrew didn't even get to participate in that fight. I think I lagged, so I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. As I was saying, Andrew just used her ult in a very offensive, defensive way. She tried to swap to get out. It did not work. She still died anyway, but she caused Bubbles to die. I believe Bubbles was the one that got swapped in and died. So it was just a great last kind of like final ability that Andrew could do. So
yeah, if you have the ability, it's on a fairly low cooldown. Throw it out there. If you're going to die, make sure that someone goes down with you.
We are going to see another great swap by Andrew, but she's not going to live. She is going to turn around and get a stun off, but I think, I don't know what she was actually thinking. So, if we look around the map, we see an awfully lot of Pharaohs. Pharaoh's using his illusions here to get some little wards going up here for the Hellborn team. And if we really stop and take a look at this Hellborn team, I've actually underestimated this team. They do have Andrew, they have stuns, they have a lot of slows, snares, Pharaoh. I mean, they've got so much lockdown, and so does the Legion team, that Legion can still come back. They need to get ganks, and they need to get a better initiation, as we are going to see them take out Witchslayer, and I think that was very needed. Pharaoh's going to initiate in, though. Here comes the Mummies. Bubbles ult going to go down, but only going to clip 1. Glacier's not yet ulted. A nice silence there by Bubbles. We are going to lose Myrmidon though. Myrmidon and looks like Witch Slayer is going to go down, but Witch Slayer bought back.
I do not think he bought back. It's just you know, we're still kind of low level. They respawn fairly fast. Yeah, and if you saw the way that team fight worked, it was the team who initiated was the one who had the advantage, and that's what I think it's going to be like the entire game, unless Behemoth gets a portal key, and then it might be more in the Legion's favor in the team fight.
Well, once that Behemoth gets the portal key, that leaves open so many options. That Shell Surf in with that ult quickly comes in. Behemoth, boom, drops his ult, fissures, Myrmidon, stuns, Carps, and then Soul Stealer comes in and Demon Hands with FA Snare. And that's what we're looking to see right here. And we haven't been seeing a lot of offensive aggression by this Legion team. They've almost been quartered into defensive maneuvers, and two heavy ganking support or stunning teams need to be at aggressive all the time.
Yeah, so yeah, the advantage is definitely to the initiator. I think both teams should be very aggressive, especially considering the Legion team. Both their carries are just semi-carries, and they both farm really well, but they don't need to sit and rice. Soul Stealer can wipe out all the neutral creeps in 30 seconds.
As let's go ahead and take a look at items real fast. Nothing really interesting, but we are going to get a glimpse into what people are going. It does look like Madman's going to go ahead and pick up his rune axe as usual. And let's get off of this. We are going to see a great initiate in there by Pharaoh. A couple of really fast ults, and a bullet's going to take out that FA. But Pharaoh's going to get away. A very costly ult, though, I think, by Witch Slayer, as now he's going to have to get out. He doesn't have anything up right now. He's almost out of mana. A decent ult there by Soul Stealer. They are going to pick up one with that. Behemoth trying to get a stun off on this Glacius. He's running into the woods. Glacius is going to stay. He got a slow though to get the HP pot off. Pharaoh came back, it looks like. Got a mummies off. Pharaoh is on the move. He's running. Oh, he's going to get this port off unless Bubbles can get over here. Behemoth, and Behemoth could not stun. Behemoth had fissure, and he could have done it. It was in range. I don't know why we did not see a fissure shoot right through that Bubbles and hit Pharaoh. Okay, so apparently he did and it canceled. I just like to make things that everybody should be able to do what we're seeing. So maybe me being a little too harsh on Behemoth there, but I don't know. I was in the spirit of the team fight right there, and I was getting up and excited. So it's all right. We are gonna standards for Behemoth players. Yeah, we are gonna see Madman get Demon Hands down to below half. He does have Sustainer though. And I'm going to go ahead and swing it right back into items real fast. As I said, Madman now has Sustainer from that original life tube. Pharaoh looks like he's going to go ahead and go for Shamans. I'm not sure yet. He does have a Ring of the Teacher, so that still leaves it open for No Maze. A couple of other things. But he does have the Mystic Vestment, so it makes me think like he's at some point going to get that Shamans, maybe Barrier Idol. Witch Slayer has some boots right now. Nothing really good going on anybody else. A lot of ward bitching going on here by this Andro, so I'm not going to see anything out of him, as well as Myrmidon. Myrmidon just ward bitching. Myrmidon actually doesn't have boots at all. Not normal, not anything. So Myrmidon, a very easy target to get taken out right now. And we are going to see a couple of swaps being tossed out here. And it does look like Bubbles is going to get taken. No, Bubbles not going to get taken down. I'm sorry. FA and Myrmidon are going to get taken down, as we do see Behemoth chasing right here. Behemoth with a nice ult on that Andromeda. And we are going to see Pharaoh get taken down as well. And here comes Glacius in with the ult. Glacius does not have a freeze though. Where's the Glacius freeze? A great silence there by Bubbles. Behemoth's going to go ahead and get another fissure off. Is Behemoth's going to have enough mana though? Grave stun, here it goes. No bullet. Miniaturize. There's the freeze. And we are going to see a smackdown right there. No, Witch Slayer did not pick up the kill. So, interesting team fight there. What?
Yeah, it was really strange. We see Witch Slayer and Madman just dominate Myrmidon, and then instantly there's action going on the exact opposite side of the map.
Yeah, it was. Sorry, it was a great. It was a great team fight. Sorry, getting a little aggro there, but it's okay. We're going to go ahead and get back into things. Got a little misplaced right there, a little disorientated. So we're going to go ahead and get back right now. So let's go ahead and swip it over to items again, but for the Legion team, as I did not cover the Legion team yet. If you want to go ahead and cover them, what?
Yeah, we see Soul Stealer's probably going for Shrunken Head first. And I could see why, between all these heroes with stuns and disables, Shrunken Head is going to make him a lot more mobile. It's too bad, though, that he wasn't able to pick up a really early game portal key to go with the rest of his team. Other heroes, I only see 2 Soul Scream rings on FA. Nothing that great. Everyone seems to be a little bit behind on farming simply because they're both being very aggressive.
Yeah, and we are going to go ahead and take it right to the Legion and Hellborn gold differences. Hellborn is up right now on experience 6,000, on gold about 4,700. They are 18 to 12 in Hellborn's favor of hero kills. We'll go ahead and take it right down to gold per minute. We're going to see 315 right now is the leader. It is Madman. No, 315. Okay, so Madman definitely topping right now in the gold per minute, as he should. Not too far behind. Really surprised, actually. Is Witchslayer. Witchslayer sitting at 282 right now, is the second highest gold per minute in the game, and then it looks like all the high gold per minutes are on this Hellborn team, minus Soul Stealer and FA, of course. And speaking of this, actually, we are going to see an initiation in, but look at this Bubbles. I think that was a great ult by Bubbles. I'm waiting to see Behemoth. Where are you, Behemoth? Behemoth is not coming in yet. A quick bullet, sorry, before FA dies, or Witchslayer dies, and a great Behemoth ult right there. I don't think the Behemoth ult was the thing that got the kill, but I believe the hand hit before the ult. Or the ult happened so fast that the HP just dropped. One or the other.
Yeah, that team fight, I was immediately about to call, like, Soul Stealer, what are you doing? Why are you so far forward? But it seems like either one, their team was really quick to react, or Soul Stealer was playing its bait. Because immediately, Bubbles comes in and locks down the opposing team. And after that, it's just anyone's team fight, and it actually does come out fairly even.
Yeah, sorry, just trying to recover. My mom kind of came in and asked if I wanted some chicken tortilla soup, so, kind of in the middle of something here, but chicken tortilla soup is actually really good, so that's just my opinion. But yeah, that team fight was pretty crazy wet, I have to admit, though. I love the Bubbles ult. I thought from the Bubbles initiation it was going to go ahead and be in the Legion's favor. We are going to see a tower get denied too. That Behemoth, though, if Behemoth would have been there a little bit earlier wet, I think we would have seen so much more destruction on the Hellborn side.
Yeah, it was a great ultimate, but I would like to have seen it a little earlier, because Pharaoh was just out of range, I believe.
Yeah, he was. He was so close to dying too. And like I said, Behemoth came up in there and he clipped 2 of them with his ult, and I think the Demon Hands hit before the ult, or the ult hit and it just took the HP away so fast that I didn't even see it. It was just split second. Regardless, Soul Stealer did pick up both of those kills. That means he's well on the way of getting that Shrunken Head. Soul Stealer actually has a portal key now. I don't know if that's new. I believe that's new. I did not see that portal key earlier. So Soul Stealer does have a portal key. FA just has Mystic Vestments, a lot of magic damage. Myrmidon looks like he was getting harassed a little bit. He's stacking Ancients though. Myrmidon still no boots. What? This has got to be, I think, a little strange.
Myrmidon's having a rough game. Obviously he's the ward bitch, but you know, it's really tough when they have a Madman on your team, because you're automatically most likely going to be the one who has to get the Wards of Revelation to counter that Madman also.
We are going to see a quick right here to gank and a miss ult by Pharaoh. Pharaoh just inching that creep with his ult. Soul Stealer quick to move though anyway. I think Soul Stealer maybe felt it a little bit, and he did move down to avoid it. So Pharaoh got a little too aggressive there. He needed to play aggressive, but just, I think, maybe tunnel visions his ult a little bit wet.
It's alright. That's why Pharaoh's such a versatile hero, because his ultimate so low cooldown. We do see open up on Bubbles between Witchslayer and Andromeda and Madman. He just goes down so quickly.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was actually a stun swap or a swap stun, but in some kind of an order of that, we are going to see Bubbles fall, and it does look like Witchslayer will pick up the kill. So a great game going on here. Witchslayer does have Portal Key, and there's the swap and a stun. And that was done so fast, Wet, that I think while they were swapping, a stun was just tossed out. But we are going to see Soul Stealer get away right there, and Nothing's going to come of that swap. We are going to see maybe a rally up here to gank this Pharaoh up at top. This would be really interesting, as Pharaoh has just been pretty much the bane right now of this Legion team. They don't want Pharaoh here. They don't like him. He's going to ult in all the time from that 3,000 yard range, and it's just a pain for this Legion team right now.
Going back to that early Andro swap, you've got to give credit to that Soul Stealer for such quick reactions. When she swapped him, he literally portal keyed out at the same time.
You know, I was actually going to say that, but I didn't know if that was really what happened, so I didn't want to make it seem more fantastic than it was. But I wanted to comment on how he got so far away without sounding like really noobish or scrub. But he did. He got really far away from that swap wet so fast that there only could have been one explanation for that. But in that amount of time, I don't know how he did that. That was such a fast port key.
Jumping to items real quick, since we're just kind of in the farm mode. Madman did finish his Runed Axe. I think he finished around the 20-minute mark, so he's pretty much right on schedule. Pharaoh has finished his Shaman Headdress, so you were right, he went for that first. I don't know if he'll finish something with his Ring of the Teacher, or if he just picked it up for some of that early game armor and mana regen.
We are going to see a lot of Mystic Vestments on these teams too. It's pretty common. There's magic damage on both sides. We are seeing a lot of these members, or heroes, sorry, resort to that. We are going to see was that a late bottle on Witch Slayer? Witch Slayer's had that bottle for a while. But Witch Slayer still has his port key, nothing's going on. And FA's going to go ahead and get taken down. Maybe got a little too far into the woods, not thinking that there would be anybody from the opposing team in there.
Witch Slayer had a Invis rune and caught her out.
So Invis rune gonna be the downfall to that FA. Myrmidon still doesn't have boots. Bubbles doesn't have anything but boots and a Mystic Vestment. A few of the intellect recipe items, the Talismans of Exile, and Behemoth as well, just having some boots. Behemoth not really that close to 4 key either. Still about 800 gold off.
Yeah, they're doing a great job not letting them farm. But I don't think that the Hellborn team is really farming that much either. It makes it sound like this game is a little boring. No one's getting a lot of gear, no one's stomping, but this is a very intense game. Everyone's on the edge as far as these two teams go, and they know that this Pharaoh could come out of nowhere. They know this Soul Stealer and Bubbles could come out of nowhere, and so each team is just really cautious.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's such amazement coming from us, but it really is. If you're playing the game, the team's playing this game, there's two things to look out for right here. They're both heavy ganking teams, so there's really a lot to look out for, as Wet said. So both teams just really trying to take it slow, play cautious, and maybe just resort to the farm game to, you know, stop getting ganked, to stop worrying about having to gank or play too aggressive and then get back into defensive. So we are seeing a lot of farming going on right here, but it looks like it's only getting better for the Hellborn team, unless this Legion team can really step it up. Wet. They are down by so much gold right now, and we are going to see a carp in. It's not going to do much, though. Myrmidon just such a sitting duck for anybody on that Hellborn team. I mean, he's lucky he got that waveform off right there. Bubbles is not going to be so lucky, though. Actually, Bubbles with a great shell. Myrmidon coming back, though. Not going to get out. Looks like a quick kill steal with that bullet right there from Witch Slayer, but I don't think it matters that much anymore. Great stuns being tossed out and a great ult by this FA. FA has actually got a double tap. He's doing really well. This FA was doing so well, but he's going to get taken down. Soulsteal the only one to get out, and not by much, as we see a regen rune on that Witch Slayer. Witch Slayer's going to port in, I think, in about 8 seconds and maybe try and stun this guy. He's waiting. No, he's going to back. And they are going to maybe take down this bottom tower. Wet. And I think that was a great team fight, but definitely Hellborn team got the best of it.
Yeah, I have to point out a huge misplay on the Legion side. I don't know if the cameraman may have caught it, but you saw Soul Stealer was stuck next to Pharaoh, and Pharaoh, you know, his mini stun with Hellfire. Over and over again, he tried to throw his ultimate and failed. He got interrupted over and over again, and he literally just was doing nothing for 4 or 5 seconds in that team.
And look at this, Soul Stealer getting a little too up there. Should have just let Bubbles chase and kill him down. But they're going to turn around and get the kill on Soul Stealer, and I think that was just over-aggressive, unnecessary player there by Soul Stealer. He's actually going to cause his own death there.
Yeah, that was very greedy. Bubbles could have easily taken care of him.
So let's go ahead and swing it back down here. The gold differences haven't been dropped that significantly. There's 10,000 on both. All in Hellborn's favor. Hero kills in Hellborn's favor. Gold per minute way in Hellborn's favor right now.
Wait a second, Vinex. Do you see what's going on? Andrew's just like running circles around this Bubbles, and oh, she's invis. It just looks really weird on her model. You can't tell.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was really weird though. You see her just weaving in and out of that behemoth and that Bubbles, and no one's doing anything, like they're having a tea party. But yes, she is invis. She is gonna break the invis now to get a little bit of farming going. And let's go ahead and see Myrmidon. Look at this. Myrmidon finally has boots wet. 30 minutes in, roughly, and we see boots. I think that has to be like the best item.
Like, if you watch that last team fight with Myrmidon, he almost died just from the AoE damage going on around. And then Witch Slayer poured it in and finished him off with one stun.
Yeah, he came back. Myrmidon came back, trying to help his team do something, toss out a few stuns. Myrmidon is such a squishy hero in this game right now. He's not even in it. It's almost like a 4v5, and it's not because of his skill level. It's just because of how underfarmed he is. He still makes a difference, but look at him right now. He's going to get raped by anybody that can. And we're going to see a great Behemoth ult. Behemoth does have Portkey, and look at that hat trick by Behemoth and a Nemesis, and so much going off by this mispudding announcer that we just need to watch his Behemoth from now on. Behemoth making a great play for his team, and that's going to set up a lot for this Legion team. That's what they needed right there, Wet.
Yeah, that was a fantastic Behemoth ult, and everything leading up to it.
So we are going to see a quick tower kill going here by this Legion team. We are seeing Witch Slayer run out and bullet that Myrmidon. That's really funny. It's sad because Myrmidon is just such underfarmed, but it's just funny to watch Witch Slayer come out and bullet somebody in the face. We are going to see Bubbles almost get the kill on that Witch Slayer. Witch Slayer going quick to that bottle. No one's going to see FA in time to get the kill though. Oh, and FA is going to get out, and that tower will not get denied. So the gold will be split between all the Legion members. They'll all get a piece of the action right there. And I think that was a great pickup by the Legion team. They did kind of drop the gold differences. 8,600 on experience, 8,400 on gold. So Hellborn's still way ahead, but they've caught up in hero kills. They've maybe caught up a little bit in gold per minute. As we do see Soul Stealer getting up there now, but that Madman is sitting at a whopping 430 per minute right now, and we are going to see a Kongor by this Hellborn team, and that can only just get worse, make things worse for this Legion team. And it sounds like I'm really depressed, and it is, because it's turning into such a one-sided game right now. If the Hellborn team does what I think they're going to do and try and push in a team fight and really get this Rax hard, and the Legion team, their only resort is to get a great defensive stop here, What?
But like I said, once Behemoth has that portal key, they technically have the advantage in team fights.
They do. I'll give you that much, but I don't think Behemoth's ult is going to have an impact if that Madman is so thoroughly stacked, which we do see him with a Shrunken and a Whispering and Runed Axe and Token, and he's farming so well. He's got gold saved up, about 1,900. I'm sure we're going to see something else coming from him crazy. Probably not a Nullstone. It'll probably be more something conventional, a lot of damage. Maybe a Savage Mace. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Savage Mace. So it's really hard for this Legion team, and especially with one bullets going on with this Myrmidon. Myrmidon's almost like not even on the battlefield right now. He's just a liability, and he's actually just food for the other team.
Yeah, I wanted to point it out earlier, but I haven't gotten the chance. That Witch Slayer can literally one-shot Myrmidon with just his ultimate. He can portal key in and hit R and point it at Myrmidon and take him out of the fight immediately. I almost think that's what Witch Slayer is going to be doing.
Yeah, it's his ult hits for 850. We do see Myrmidon has 739, and there's only a 24% damage reduction. So I think the ult, or an auto attack on the ult, or just the ult, probably could kill him. So we are going to see a port in by Pharaoh. Look at this behemoth though getting caught off. He's going to drop his ult to try and save himself. Run out. Look at Myrmidon going in there like a boss. Myrmidon not caring. Myrmidon's going to get one shot by that Madman. I thought that was kind of hilarious. Madman about to die kind of just turned and just bitch slaps Myrmidon in the face for 400 and something damage on a crit. And that's going to end Myrmidon right there. But I definitely think Legion did a good job in defending that tower push.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job. They only lost Myrmidon and Behemoth. Behemoth got his ultimate off. It dealt a great deal of damage to their team, and they got rid of Madman's token.
I'm still kind of chuckling over that Myrmidon kill though. Madman kind of just turned to his side, just slapped him like it was a last resort too. He kind of just wanted to get one hit off before he died. So Myrmidon maybe picking a bad choice or a bad hero to stand next to, as Madman just smacks him in the face. Soul Stealer's going to go ahead and keep working on his farm. He does have Shrunken Head, but he still needs to pick up a lot more if he's going to catch up to this Madman. Madman had a lot of gold. He did die, but he is going to pick up the Slayer. He still has a lot of gold. He's not going to even go about for that Myrmidon. He's going to go straight for this Soul Stealer, and look at Madman just tear into this Soul Stealer. Madman's going to try and get away. There comes a Shrunken Head. He's going to get tethered. That's going to pull. I'm not sure why Bubbles ulted. It's not going to keep him there. Madman definitely could have turned around and probably got a couple of kills right there.
Yeah, you saw how hard he hits Soul Stealer, and Soul Stealer is not exactly squishy.
Well, he's not exactly squishy right now, but he was early game. He does have a little bit of tankiness to him right now, but I think the one thing that's holding this Legion team back, besides not getting the chance to farm due to all this aggressive playing and ganks by the Hellborn team, mainly pertaining to the Pharaoh, of course, but it has to do with this Myrmidon. He's such a liability. He can't be in anywhere alone, and he can't do much in team fights because he gets taken out too quickly. What?
It's even dangerous for him to ward. Like, if I were him, I don't want to make judgments on other players, but I would have definitely picked up my ultimate by now. Even though it makes your stuns and stuff deal a little bit less damage, that 200 extra life will at least make it where you don't die to Witch Slayer's ultimate.
It makes your stuns deal less damage?
Well, he won't be able to level it as quickly. Because a lot of Myrmidons go, they get the 1 point waveform and then they finish off their weed field and their cart before they get their ultimate.
Yeah, but that ult has just some survivability, and it'll allow him to get a couple of things off before he dies, like you're saying. And it's not to pass judgment, but it's just maybe one of your a personal preference. And I do agree. I do think he should have put in a point in by now. It would probably help with, you know, him staying in the lane and having more presence in it. We are going to see a Bubbles port in it, looked like there, and a quick ult, but it's not going to matter. There goes Myrmidon. One's going to die. Pharaoh's going to go down awfully early, but Behemoth goes down before he can ult. And I think that was a huge loss to that Legion team right now. Soul Stealer's not going to be able to get away, it doesn't look like. Look at this great turnaround. Here comes the Demon Hands, maybe. A miss Demon Hands. Hit him one more time. Sorry, I had a cough right there. Didn't want to cough into the mic, but we are going to see Madman go down. Glacius is going to get away with low HP, and we need to see a push going here by these remaining two Legion players if they're going to make anything out of this.
That was a really interesting team fight. Interesting choice by Madman. I think I would have made the same. He was low health. He thought he probably wouldn't get away in time with Stalk, so FA didn't just auto attack him, or Soul Stealer didn't just portal key after him. So he went for the gamble and tried to get maybe like 2 crit attacks on Soul Stealer and bring someone down with him.
Yeah, he did, but he almost had it. I think it was a great stun by FA. Obviously, it's not Matt playing FA here, so we don't have to worry about this FA missing stuns. It was a great stun by FA. For those, Matt, he plays WoW, so shout out to Matt if he watches this. He does watch a lot of our casts, so it's always fun to make fun of him. But just in general, it was a great stun, and it helped them turn around, turn the tables on that madman and get him down. And that's what they needed. They need to kill this madman, and they need to push off of the kill.
Yeah, because the biggest problem you have with heroes like Madman who can get that rune dex is they farm so ridiculously fast that when it gets in the late game, even if you kill them, they can just buy back. So every time you get a kill on them, you're getting rid of a buyback that potentially they could use once you actually do have a chance to turn the game around.
Yeah, now actually looking at it, I do see two heroes here that Matt fails at quite often. We do see Witch Slayer and FA, both of which he doesn't know how to hit the stuns with. Kind of parts the river like Moses. Oh man, Valkyrie never gets played. No, you know what? I'll take that back. Valkyrie got played. I think last game or the game before that, we did see a Valk, and it was a really good Valk too. I think it was the one where they went 3v1. They had the tri-lane versus the single, and Valkyrie was the one who was left alone up at top lane, but they kind of let Valkyrie get away a little bit with some kills, and I think the other team won that didn't have the Valkyrie. So I don't know. You don't see Valk get played too much either way.
She's been a little bit more popular recently in the high competitive scene. Fnatic MSI's Trixie has been picking up Valkyrie a lot for the solo lane.
Well, actually, why don't we roll it into items real fast, as we're going to go ahead and see that Madman has a Savage Mace now, Runed Axe, he's got a Whispering Shrunken, he's pretty stacked right here. We're actually going to see an attempt on his life right here, and he gets slaughtered by that Soul Stealer ult, and it was such a close ult. And by close, I don't mean like nail biting. I mean he was so close to Madman that his HP just melted. Madman didn't even get a chance to stalk or anything, and Soul Stealer didn't even need to auto attack. He basically just popped his ult, 30 souls, and got him down.
He didn't get a chance to Shrunken Head, but yeah, pointing out items, Madman is extremely stacked. Witch Slayer does have his portal key. I actually like Pharaoh's items. He finished the Barrier Idol and he has Blade Mail. Blade Mail is such an awesome pickup on Pharaoh.
Witch Slayer also has that sheep stick too.
Oh, he must have just got that. I didn't notice it when I looked at him, but Jesus.
He had it. He had it. I was about to say it when that Madman gank maybe just glanced at it and played it off. But it does look like Shrunken Head's going to be coming to this Andromeda maybe. Or no, sorry, excuse me, Staff. I did not see the Glowstone. I now see it. So we're going to see a Staff coming on that Andromeda sometime soon. As you did point out, Pharaoh has great items. Port Key, another Port Key, all on the Legion team. Bubbles, Behemoth, and Soul Stealer. A lot of Port Keys. Shrunken Head and Ice Brand on this FA. FA's starting to get a little stacked here. That's always good. And still Myrmidon just has some boots. So, at least he got boots wet.
I really can't hate on Myrmidon too bad, because I've played those games, I've been there, and you know, I've gone 0-12 with Glacius and still win the game. It happens. So I'm not going to cast judgment on him, but it really does suck to have such a low amount of HP with a stacked Madman on the other team.
No, and I'm not trying to make fun. I'm just saying it must be super frustrating to play that Myrmidon right now. I'd probably be just bitching constantly. Not to say that he is. That's just, you know, what I'd be doing. But it must be really hard to play this Myrmidon thinking that something's going to come out of it. I mean, as people, he's always in the front of the line too, as we are going to see a quick ult on him to kill him. And maybe that's maybe that's what he's doing though. Maybe he's kind of a meat shield for that Witch Slayer's ult. Maybe they just want him to ult him.
Terrible.
I don't know.
That man a null stone or something.
Because it's almost like they let him go in front, right? And they let people just shoot everything at him. So of course they're down a player, but a lot of things get wasted and go on cooldown, and maybe that's what they're trying to do, or maybe Myrmidon's just having a really bad day and a really bad game right now, and they can still pull this out. Legion team is definitely not out, especially showing how they can practically kill Madman in one shot, but it's going to take twice now, or take 2 times, because Madman does have another token. They are going to push middle, it does look like right here. And we should be seeing a Rax anytime soon. This is actually a very long game. Usually right around this time, a couple of Raxes have fallen and the game's almost been done with.
Yeah, and judging by the performance of the two teams, I would usually think that this game would have been over by now. But I have to say that this Legion team has come back several times in these team fights due to Bubbles and Behemoth and Forsaken Archer and not all of them, but even Soul Stealer playing very well in the team fight.
Yeah, and let's go ahead and take it to items real fast for Soul Stealer. Soul Stealer did pick up this Geometer's Bane. That's really good now. That's going to give him some kind of defensive play against anybody who's going after him. He can always try to swap into 3, maybe confuse him a little bit. Andro did pick up staff, so he's got a huge range on that staff, low cooldown. Glacius looks like he's going to go for Shrunken Head sometime in the future. Nothing new on Pharaoh, and of course nothing new on Witch Slayers. Witch Slayer's already technically really stacked with some luxury items for an in support. And it has to do with all those bullet kills he's getting. And that Witch Slayer's only going to get more gold if Myrmidon doesn't lay low a little bit and play back.
Yeah, he's been snacking on Myrmidon a lot.
This Madman, I'm not sure exactly what else he could need. I mean, he could get a a shield breaker if he wanted to. He's got 2,400 gold right now, and it's anything for this Madman. He can go anything he wants. He's got so much gold, so much farm, gold per minute, still above 450. He's farming really well, and I mean, look at him just tear into those creeps, Sweat. So I don't know what his next item might be.
He'll either save up for buybacks, or he's going to pick up a Symbol of Rage. I think he'll pick up a Axe of the Malphite maybe after he uses this token.
You know, that would be a great pickup. I think if a Madman gets a Symbol of Rage, it's technically a great item. That ability to just heal up. And look at a quick port too. Andro kind of went in for the port. That was really good. Or the swap. He did get the swap off, but a great port out by that Soul Stealer. And as I was saying, that Madman with a Symbol of Rage means he won't die that often.
Oh yeah, a Madman with a Symbol of Rage and a Shrunken Head could literally well dive their entire team.
We are going to see a swap, and look at that Soul Stealer get cheap stick down. An early premature Behemoth ult right there, as well as maybe a late Bubbles ult. We are going to see Bubbles trying to run out. There goes the whole team, and I think it's game. We are going to see a concede right here. I don't think... Oh, there's the concede. And it was pretty inevitable. I said it before when Pharaoh was on the team, and then they got all the port keys, and then this Madman too. This Madman was the winner for the Hellborn team with tons of support by Pharaoh. Pharaoh, in my eyes, gets the MVP, I think, for setting up a lot of this, and I think Witch Slayer just had a ball ulting the hell out of that Myrmidon wet. But all well that ends well. So it was a great game, though. You know, don't get me.
Yeah, it was a very different game. It wasn't a game that was definitely decided very early on, even though the gold and experience difference was always in the Hellborn's favor. Like, early game, when we were looking at a tri-lane, it almost looked like the Legion tri-lane was just going to sit there and dominate the Hellborn's tri-lane for the entire game. But then it just started shifting more and more in the Hellborn side.
Yeah, we do see a lot of games that come into play. They end fairly quick, and Prosex Inc. going to go ahead and walk away with this win. Prosex Inc. the last time they were here basically dominated Clubhouse, and Team Liquid was actually the only team casted live on e-rev TV that beat Infernal Cry, which is the #1 team still in CEVO Open right now. So Team Liquid beat a good team. They just got beat by Prosex Inc. Not going to say a better team, because it was definitely a grudge match down to the end. So if you don't have any other comments, I think we're ready to sign off.
No, that's it. I'm just looking forward to some more of these games with Team Liquid and Infernal Cry and Prosex Incorporated.
Yeah, playoffs are going to be coming. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of these teams in the playoffs. I know Prosex Inc. is high up there. I know Team Liquid's high up there. And I know Infernal Cry is #1 still. So all these teams will be in the playoffs. Look forward to that. If this isn't already the playoffs, and I'm just dumb and behind the times. But other than that, I'm Big Mac's about to say wet the system. He's wet the system. And we're signing off. Thank you very much.